Latifah and I study English literature and Japanese, and I'm a first year student, and my accommodation is Brunel Close. It's near St. David's Station.
Oh damn, I'd never heard of that.
I know, that's why I always say I live in St. David's. That's what people call it, but it's actually called Brunel Close. In general, I love Exeter. Like, it's really small and you get a better sense of community, because I'm from London, and London, even though I'm from East London, there's parts of London I've never seen before. It's just daunting. So coming to Exeter, I think it's a change of environment, and you get to know, like, you bump into people all the time, and that's what I really enjoy. Also the nature, like it's always beautiful. If it's raining, it's beautiful. If it's sunny, it's beautiful. So that's my general view. The thing I noticed the most that kind of bothered me at the start, but I've got used to it now, is the lack of diversity. Like, coming from East London, I'm more aware of the fact that I stand out, but I don't see that as a bad thing. Also because lots of people ask me different questions and get to know where I'm from and like my religion and all different things about myself. So if you're like worried about, you know, standing out in that way, don't worry. It will affect you the first like week or so, but after a while, everyone's pleasant. So yeah.
Actually, that's the topic that a lot of the people who comment on my videos ask about.
Personally, I'm a Muslim, and in terms of my ethnicity, I'm half Somali, half Jamaican. I'm from East London, so all of my friends, most of them are from like South Asia, so India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. And in general, that's just been my bubble for my whole life. So I think most of my friends actually stayed in London. They were just saying, why would you go somewhere like that? Like, you know, you're going to stand out. And especially with all of the negativity on the news about like being a Muslim, or what Islam stands for, it's like even more daunting. But what made me take the leap is the fact that that's how the world is. Like, I am an ethnic minority, even though in London I'm like the majority. I wanted to build on myself and go through like a journey, so I thought to come here. I knew that I would be a minority. I was ready for anything. Like, if people were to say something mean to me, which hasn't happened, by the way, I was ready to deal with it. And I was actually looking forward to it, because I think it's also a way of opening other people's eyes. Because if you, like an Asian person, black person, or anyone, don't come to these areas, they'll never know. They'll never get to meet someone like you. So then, if that's another reason why I feel like I had a responsibility to let people know. Because what was really interesting is, coming here, so many people have told me, you're like the first Muslim person I've ever met, like properly. And like, it surprises me, but also it's in a good way and a bad way, but it is a good thing. Nothing has happened to me, but it's more people are curious. So they will ask me, why do you wear the hijab? For example, I pray 5 times a day. So say I'm with my friends, I'm like, okay, I'm going to pray now, and then we're just kind of open to conversation. So I don't think, if you take it the right way, and also if you can see if someone's being defensive, so if someone like comes up to you and says, you can tell if someone's asking you a question to provoke something, or if someone actually wants to know. So if they are provoking anything, you just tell them how you personally, as a person, you have nothing against them, and like, just talk about the positivity, and then they'll realize that there's no need to really like challenge you. I would say I have been in that situation once before, especially with someone questioned me about Islam and homophobia, and they just directly came to me and said, oh, I am a part of the LGBTQ community, and I heard that there's a line in the Quran that says there's I have no problem with that. If you get any negativity, show positivity to them. And now me and that person, we're actually quite good friends, and we meet on a regular to talk about like my religion. So I would just say, don't be afraid. And also, coming here, you're special, because you're going to be like educating so many different people.
Have you ever watched It's a TV series.
Was it Scam?
Scam, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard of it, but it's like, my friend told, is it like
Norwegian? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a Muslim character.
Sana. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed.
Is it that good?
For me, yes. And
someone else told me watch it.
Yeah, Oh. I think that either you love it or you haven't watched it.
Okay.
I think that's the thing. And for all the scam lovers out there, I don't know, what do you think? So I feel that what you're doing is kind of what she's doing, because she's just showing love and positivity and giving a really positive image to Islam.
Definitely.
More people like you, please. Have you ever had any kind of uncomfortable moments?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I have a couple, like for example, I'm Muslim, but I'm also black too.
Yeah.
So I'm doing English literature, and we were studying Gulliver's Travels, which was written during like imperialism and like slavery. So we're talking about the context, and I'm the only coloured person in the class, and it's just like this kind of. They're all like kind of looking at me to think, oh, like Latifah's gonna start talking now, you know, first-hand experience. I'm thinking, I know I'm black, but it's just those moments I would say are quite awkward. I would say at one time I was walking with a friend, and it was these guys that were quite drunk, and they said a comment, but that was the only time that I remember. And also I kind of thought, okay, they're drunk, but at the same time,
Doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't make it okay.
No.
At all, but
no.
Those are the two times. But I was expecting much more, like on a daily level. Even with locals, no one really says anything to me or questions anything. But if you are in those kind of situations, I would say just don't react upon it. Like don't get angry or don't do all these things, because at the end of the day, it's going to happen inevitably.
Yeah.
But I would say it's like that's literally like the only things I can think of in comparison to all the good things that have happened as well.
Yeah.
So don't let it get to you. To all those people who are, say Exeter is a choice that you have, and you're considering coming, or not even that, or you're considering going outside of the city that you're in, just think that I think it's just such a rewarding experience. Like if I was in London now, I wouldn't. I feel like my character wouldn't be this way. I've changed a lot, and most of my friends are still scared of white people, supposedly, and what they are going to do when they don't necessarily do anything to you. And also you'll be really surprised about how much some people know. Like one good experience that happened to me was I got invited to have some barbecue at there's like a Chinese place, and obviously as a Muslim I can only eat halal meat, so I explained that, and then behind my back the guy, he actually went to the place and said to them, oh, can my friend bring her own meat to, like, because what you do is you like fry it yourself, and can my friend bring her own meat to cook here? And they said, yeah, you can have a discount and everything. And then he came to me and told me that. So like some people actually went out their way to include me in different things, so I think that was really good.
That's insane.
Yeah, it
really
was in
good.
Freshers Week as well, so
wow,
you never know. And like now we're really close friends. I meet up with Islamic Society. Islamic Society is great. Like if you I always told that people here that in London, like although I had lots of Muslim friends, it was just like because everyone's Muslim, it's like whatever. But because we're a small community, we're much closer, and there's loads of events that like you could do with them, and it's really fun. And I meet them like regularly, and we're all from different year groups, and we do events like charity week. We're selling cakes and stuff, and like during these kind of events also helps us speak to people, because there's another thing I just remembered. We're doing charity week, and it was the open day, and there was a mother and her son that were there, and then she was just talking to me, and then she asked me, what charity are you? And I said, we're Islamic Relief. And surprisingly she said that in her town there was like a massive flood, and Islamic Relief were the only charity that actually came, and that changed her whole view of Islam. And like it surprised me. I was thinking, wow, like you never know. Like that was really pleasant to hear, and she was so happy. She gave like £10. So every day different things happen, and I feel like also people are much more, because it's a small town, you can talk to anybody on the street and like things like that. But in London it's not like that at all. But as a Muslim, it's good here.
How's the integration?
First of all, two of my flatmates are white, so
yeah.
I live with them, and also I do English literature, so there's like 300 of us and only 6 people of colour, so I still have friends within the English literature group, and I meet up with them. And also within English we do lots of stuff, like we do theory, so there's race, culture, and we do like feminism, like these things, and we have like discussions. So through that I've met people who became friends with me and would ask me questions, and even some of the literature we do is kind of relevant to me, so people would come and be like, oh, you know, I saw something like to do with Iran, and do you know anything about it? And I was thinking blah blah. So it kind of I wouldn't feel isolated, even though like literally other than 6 people, everyone else is white. People still on the course, I have lots of friends that I study with on a regular basis, and in general At first, I would say that the topic of religion came up a lot when people first met me, and it was kind of annoying. But it made me realize how much I didn't know. Like there were so many questions they were asking me, and I'm like, I don't know. So I started to like research more. But other than after the introductory period, you're just a normal person. Like they're curious at first, they'll ask you questions, but don't think that's it. You're just the educator of Islam. That's your purpose in their friendship group. Like after they understand you and like. They won't say anything if you say, oh, I'm going to go pray now. Or after they understand the small things, I just, I go like to town with them and different events. And actually I'm going to watch a film with 2 people tonight in the campus cinema. So it's just normal. So, yeah. I'm trying to put you in the worst mood. P1 cleaner than your